Make America Great Again might never have happened. If Democrats were smarter, all of this was totally avoidable, and I don't think they realize it. Democrats hate Donald Trump more than any Republican in history, including Abraham Lincoln, who freed the slaves. Boy, were they mad about that. Democrats were so mad that Lincoln freed the slaves that they went to war with America and they lost. Think about that. But what doesn't get the attention that it probably should is the Donald Trump origin story, and there is one. At one point, Donald Trump was a Democrat, just like Ronald Reagan. And sure, Donald Trump had considered getting into politics for years, and people like Roger Stone were pushing him in that direction for decades. But when Donald Trump finally made up his mind, it wasn't Roger Stone or anyone else who did it. It was two Democrats, and one was the sitting president of the United States at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in April of 2011, when Barack Obama said this.
Donald Trump is here tonight. Now, I know that he's taken some flack lately, but no one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing? What really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac? All kidding aside, obviously we all know about your credentials and breadth of experience. Say what you will about Mr. Trump, he certainly would bring some change to the White House. Let's see what we've got up there.
And that went on and on and on. Barack Obama started all of this. And if he just kept his mouth shut and just made a joke about the Donald, maybe we never have MAGA. Maybe. But I'm serious. When you look back at Donald Trump's face in that video, take a look. His expression, sitting next to Melania and Rick Scott there, craning his neck back to see how Donald Trump's reacting. When you look at him in that video, that is the moment where he made up his mind to run for president. And when you look at it now, you can see it. Beneath that calm, placid exterior, rage inside. You can see him deciding right then and there that he was going to run for president. And of course, there was an election the following year in 2012, and Republicans nominated this guy, which again shows you just how far we've come in 13 short years.
I have just called President Obama to congratulate him on his victory. His supporters and his campaign also deserve congratulations. I wish all of them well, but particularly the President, the First Lady, and their daughters. This is a time of great challenges for America, and I pray that the President will be successful in guiding our nation.
I mean, just no fight in Mitt Romney. The other player in all of this was the Democrat host of the Correspondents' Dinner that very night. The perfectly average Seth Meyers. People always say he seems like such a nice guy, which when somebody says that about you, when they call you a nice guy, they really mean you're just a total bore. Seth is like the most vanilla late-night host in late-night history. And for whatever reason, Seth decided to target Donald Trump that night, too. Don't forget, at the time, we'd just come out of the birther scandal, where people all around the country, the same people who would ultimately become the MAGA base, led by Donald Trump, were demanding to see Barack Obama's long-form birth certificate to prove that he wasn't born in Kenya or somewhere else. He wasn't. He was born in Hawaii. At least we think he was. But just before the Correspondents' Dinner that year, Obama did release his birth certificate, and the debate was suddenly over.
I was just informed while on the helicopter that our president has finally released a birth certificate. I'd want to look at it, but I hope it's true. We have to look at it. We have to see, is it real? Is it proper? What's on it? But I hope it checks out beautifully. I am really proud. I am really honored. We can get on to issues, and hopefully when I sit down with interviews, people don't start talking about birth certificate, like they've been doing. So I feel I've accomplished something really, really important.
Remember, at that time, he was just host of The Apprentice, the Celebrity Apprentice. But that night at the dinner, maybe more than any other night in Donald Trump's life, Donald Trump was walking into a room filled with people at that time who didn't quite realize how much they would end up hating him in the end. Take a look.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke. If you're at the Washington Post table with Trump and you can't finish your entree, don't worry, the fox will eat it. Gary Busey said recently that Donald Trump would make a great president. Of course, he said the same thing about an old rusty birdcage he found. Donald Trump owns the Miss USA pageant, which is great for Republicans because it will streamline their search for a vice president. I like that Trump is filthy rich, but nobody told his accent. His whole life is models and gold leaf and marble columns, but he still sounds like a know-it-all down at the OTB.
I'm telling you, he decided right then and there that after Mitt Romney would inevitably lose in 2012, he was going to run for president in 2016. He decided that night, in that moment, that was it. You're looking at it. And you can thank Barack Obama and Seth Meyers for making that finally happen. If Donald Trump is not the nominee in 2016, we would end up with someone like Paul Ryan running against Hillary Clinton, who would win and go on to serve 2 terms. She'd just be getting out of office. Fast forward to today, and Donald Trump puts out a strange post on Truth Social this week that just seems to come out of the blue, and people can't seem to figure out why Donald Trump hates Seth Meyers so much. You want to know why? It's because Donald Trump doesn't forget. Trump posting, there is a sick rumor going around that the fake news NBC extended the contract of one of the least talented late-night hosts out there, Seth Meyers. He has no ratings, no talent or intelligence, and the personality of an insecure child, so why would fake NBC News extend this dope's contract? I don't know, but I'll definitely be finding out. This all starting to make sense now? Here's the difference. The president posted something about me last month, but the tone, a little bit different. Here it is. I'm doing Rob Finnerty tonight on Newsmax. He's been so terrific, I thought I would do his show. Enjoy. And after the president posted about Seth Meyers, he responded on his show this week.
I want to congratulate you for finally getting on Trump's radar.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I genuinely, for weeks, he was picking on Fallon and Kimmel and Colbert, and I was like, what's a girl gonna do? Because you talk about him, too. Fake news, NBC extended the contract of one of the least talented late-night television hosts out there, Seth Meyers. He has no ratings, talent, or intelligence, and the personality of an insecure child.
In a way, it's almost like he's saying, you know, he's got something for everybody.
They did this, and they don't even realize it. In 2011, Democrats were at the very peak of their power as a party, while Republicans were running people for president like John McCain and Mitt Romney. In 2011, Democrats dominated the culture and the politics in this country totally and completely. In 2011, it was cool to be a Democrat. But that all changed on that warm April night in Washington 13 years ago. That night, Democrats woke up a sleeping giant, someone who would go on to change and dominate our politics forever and change the political landscape in this country. Today, everything has shifted politically. Donald Trump has retired Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris. There are more registered Republicans in this country right now than Democrats, and that hasn't happened in 50 years. Being conservative is cool maybe for the first time ever, while Democrats as a party have never become less popular before, to the point where they are now near extinction, to the point where Democrat voters are seriously considering nominating 2 men in 4 years, one nicknamed Tampon, the other nicknamed Mayor Pete. Donald Trump has changed everything, and if it didn't happen this way, it started that night. It started that night in Washington 13 years ago.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.